So today I'm gonna be starting my wildflower meadow slash garden bed. So I've got my seeds that I ordered from Roundstone Native Seed, and then I did get a couple of seeds from Home Depot, but most of this I spent about $50 on seed from Roundstone. So I'll kind of go through what I am planting. It's all gonna go along this wall here. Excuse the algae. We haven't done our cleaning for the season. Usually like the beginning of spring, our fence panels get algae and green. But anyways, it's gonna go about here, like about 5 panels long. And I'm gonna do the no dig, no till method. I'm gonna try that out, see how it works. But yeah, let me go through what I'm planning on putting in here. I've got spiked blazing star, some zinnia California giant, Shasta daisy. This, unfortunately, I cannot plant. It's the delphinium. It's actually toxic to pets, to dogs, and I believe humans too. I have a 1-year-old and I have 3 dogs, and they love to eat stuff like random things in the ground, and like my daughter loves putting rocks in her mouth, so I'm not gonna risk it. I didn't realize that before I placed the order, so that's my bad. I love coneflower, and this purple one is just so pretty, so we've got that in there. And this is a little bit chaotic of me, but I did get 2 different sunflower varieties that get pretty tall, like 5 to 8 feet. We're doing it for the whimsy. We're doing it for the whimsy of it. And then I got 2 cosmos. I love the way cosmos looks. They just look so like whimsical, and like they give a lot of movement to flower beds. So that's really what I am striving for. We've got black-eyed Susan, a staple, and Appalachian beard tongue penstemon. Look at how pretty that is. So that's all of my order from Roundstone Native Seed. You can order stuff online there too. They have like mixed seeds too. I just wanted to be a little bit more intentional about what I'm putting in, because I am a little bit type A, and instead of just being chaotic and not knowing what's going to come up, I want to try to be a little bit more intentional about what I'm putting back there. But you know, you don't ever know. And then these are, I didn't get anything crazy. These are the ones that I got from Home Depot. Just some more cosmos, another echinacea, and then another sunflower. So we'll see. I'm gonna try and do my best at like labeling them, or like trying to place them in a certain way. I'm definitely not one of those that will just throw and see what happens. It's just my inner being will not let me do that. So let's go ahead, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place my hose and kind of do I'm not gonna do a straight across border. I want it to look a little bit more, I want it to have a little bit more movement. So I'm gonna place my hose first, and then that's gonna give me like a starting ground of where I'm going to put my cardboard down, and then we are going to do compost on top of that, and then hopefully I will get to seed today. But yeah, it'll go about 5 panels along this fence line. He just saw me jump. There is a frog. It scared me so bad because I just felt the softness and I grabbed it and I realized what it was. I don't want to hurt it. It's right there. It's right there. And then there's actually, my dog is right here 24/7 because there's another dog on the other side of the fence. And he is just so interested. He's so interested. We will be out here having dinner and he will just be right there on the fence. Forgets about his family. Anyways, I don't want either of the dogs to get him or her. I just keep feeling like that squishiness in my hand. So we're gonna have to relocate him. That might have just been the greatest thing I've done in a hot minute. I do not like frogs. Okay, so I've kind of got my hose down in the shape that I'm thinking of. Now, I'm trying to be forgiving because I can always come in and like extend it like a couple inches out if I want to like add to it. And then I do have like a good amount of space to go out that way or that way. This guy is not going to be happy when he sees that there's stuff that I put down over here, because when I tell you this is him all day, this is him all day. Out all day. He forgets to poop when he comes out here. Okay, so we've got this laid down, and I think that is kind of the shape that I want to go with. I'll like adjust it a couple times depending, but I think that's somewhat what we are doing. And then I've got my cardboard piled here, so I'm going to put down the cardboard next, and then we will move on to the compost. I did forget to mention that I did mow this section here yesterday, and then I also mowed this section for another thing that I'm doing. So yeah. Okay, I know that a certain, like the placeholders that are at Costco or Sam's Club or like other stores where it's just like thin, I can't remember the name of it. I know those are like ideally what people recommend best for this kind of project, but this is just what I have. I got all of these from my garage, so I'm trying to work with what I have. But if you like are trying to plan out something in advance, those are the ones that are suggested better. And then also I am trying my best to take off all like plastic stuff, plastic tape. Some Amazon boxes in here have like that compostable or recyclable tape, so I just kind of left that on there if you see that. All right, so 4 bags was just shy to cover up this whole spot. So I will have to run to the store later once my daughter's up from her nap. But I think I will get a few more bags because I do need compost for other stuff throughout the garden anyways. And I will like go along here, finish this off, and then do a little bit more on some thinner areas, and then right there too, maybe along the edges. But it is looking good, even though it's very cloudy today. It's a little hot, so alright, so it is seed time now, and I think my strategy is going to be, I'm going to try and plant, I'm going to go in and do all of the ones that I got from Roundstone, all of the native ones, and I'm going to do my best to like plant them, like obviously the sunflowers are going to go in the back, and I'm going to do like 3 different points where the sunflowers will go. So I'm going to strategically place them based on how tall they're going to get. The cosmos that I have are the dwarf mix, so they're supposed to get 2 to 6 feet high, which is honestly like a big difference, 2 feet versus 6 feet. But they all pretty much need 1/8 inch depth. So I'm gonna go in here and through here. The biggest thing that I'm like not sure about is how many seeds to use like per section. So that's the part that I'm gonna be like winging and like hoping that I'm doing correctly. So yeah, we're gonna go for it. Okay, so I've taken a second to look at the heights that they're expected to get. This is a little bit type A of me, but I'm sorry. So this is the shortest one. This is only gonna get about 1 to 2 feet. And then this is the tallest one. So I think I'm gonna do like a few clusters in the front of the bed. And then these are all like the shorter ones are like 1 to 2, and then these are like 3 to 4 to 5, and this is taller than that. So I think I'm just gonna stagger them like that and hope for the best. So this is the one that I'm putting up first. Second one are these Zinnia California Giants. Really excited for these. I love the name. Some other zinnia mixes at the Home Depot. Since I only had enough for that little patch, I'm going to do another patch over there. These are the cut and come again. I think I'm going to do some black-eyed Susan right there on the outer rim as well. This is such an interesting one. I'm really excited to see it like in person versus the pictures. But here's the specs on this one, and I think I'm just gonna do these like right in the center. Here's the next one, and I think I am going to do these as this is also 2 to 3 feet. I think I'm also going to do this next, right next to the one that we just put down. Seeds are definitely more delicate. These I'm going to save for that last spot right there in the center that I have not done yet. And then these are the specs for those, what the seeds look like. So medium size. Okay, so it's looking like all of the edges are definitely filled and the corners are filled. So it looks like I have a lot of space right there in the center, but I think what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna go in for these sunflowers and I'm gonna put those strategically near the back line. And then everything else I will just kind of sprinkle, which everything else are the cosmos. I will just kind of sprinkle in the center, and then I can always fill in the gaps. Later with, I do want to add milkweed to this bed, and I can always add other like pollinator plants if we find some gaps in between. This, I didn't register that the sunflower seeds would literally be sunflower seeds, so I'm going to try to be more careful with these because I actually have more faith in these than the Lowe's brand, and then the other ones the Lowe's brand I will just kind of do a little bit after. Next I'm going to add these in just kind of all through. Go ahead and do these two over there as well. Although these were like $2.50 or so, and the Roundstone ones were like $4 a pack, I feel like the Roundstone ones definitely give you a lot more seed. Now that these are all seeded in, I'm gonna go ahead and wet them. One side was already like pretty wet because it has been raining at night, like thunderstorming, which we have needed bad, and it's supposed to rain again tonight. But I'm just gonna like do a light spray with the hose, and then we will call it. So this is definitely, it was very fun. It's going to be a learning experience for sure. We will find out together if I did anything at all in this bed, or if it's just, nothing grew and it just died. And worst case scenario, I can just plant other things in here. So that's going to be it for this video. I will keep you updated in the next few videos.